A good time here at McMullen's Irish Pub, and we're featuring, if you will, Irish whiskeys. Our first whiskey tonight is the Tullamore Dew, is what it's called. I want to introduce you to something that I think is important for everybody that likes to taste to know about when it comes to glass. This is the glass. This is called a neat glass because it's neat. But more importantly, it does many more things than it looks pretty innocent. It does many more things than you can imagine. And the way to find out what it does and how it works, we need to talk to George Manska or to Christine Cernick. But let's talk to George first. He's the man that actually decided this is something I want to do. He actually invented this glass. George, thank you very much for coming by and sharing some glasses with us this evening. And tell us a little bit about NEAT.
NEAT stands for Naturally Engineered Aroma Technology. And
you know there had to be some reason.
And when you drink your whiskey or your spirits neat, that means usually without ice or water and or straight up. And so as the glass was being formulated, we decided that we wanted to allude to that in the name of the glass and also have an acronym that would describe exactly what it does. I was lucky enough to be at a dinner and sit next to a very famous glass-blowing artist named Dale Chihuly. And of course, you can't sit next to Dale for 5 minutes and not become totally inspired. And I took a glass-blowing class and made a mistake with the glass-blowing, and I had a tumbler that I had flared out too much. I took it home and put it in a little curio cabinet in the front room with all the rest of the little doodads that I made, paperweights and some vases and things like that. And I came home one night with a bottle of cask-strength Macallan Scotch, and I recognized that my normal Scotch glasses were in the dishwasher. So as I turned around and locked the door, I heard this funny voice coming out of the cabinet.
Well, no, there's a story.
I turned
that
around.
Was before he drank it.
And the glass says, "Take me, take me." So make a long story short, I took the glass out of the cabinet, took it into the den, sat there with some paperwork, and I poured up a little of the Scotch in the glass. And I got the glass about halfway up to my nose, and suddenly I realized, well, this cannot be Macallan. I've never smelled any Macallan that smelled like that. So I went to the dishwasher and got my regular glasses out and brought them and started doing it side to side and trying to figure out what the difference was. So I deconstructed and backwards engineered the thing, and I came up with the reasons why it did what it did, and that embarked us on a journey to do many different iterations until we came up with the key to unlocking high alcohol by volume spirits to get the right aroma and dissipate the alcohol, and that's exactly what this glass does.
I want you to know this is not a product that you can run down to your local market and buy. You're going to have to buy it currently. You're going to have to buy it online. That's the only way to get it. So if you'll do this, write down theneatglass.com, and neat is N-E-A-T, theneatglass, all one word, .com. Check it out. Much more information than you ever wanted to know about a glass is on this website, and if you want to order one or two or whatever, however many you want, you can do that as well. Now, our first product tonight is the Tullamore Dew. That happens to be an Irish whiskey. We're going to taste that. That's what's in our glasses here in our audience, but we're also going to have a little bit of food to go with it. Now, what in the world would you try food-wise to pair with an Irish whiskey? Irish whiskey, Irish food, you ask the Irish chef and he says, no problem. And so what he's done, and they're going to be bringing it out here in just a couple minutes, but is a little chicken pot pie with bacon in it. And it's the bacon and the chicken together that goes so well with this whiskey that everybody in the audience is going to go, holy cow. It's hard to believe, but it's very, very true. This pot pie is not something that's just from Ireland and nowhere else. You could go down to the local Golden Arches and order a pot pie. You know what I'm saying? It's not magic. And a chicken pot pie, it just means it has chicken in it. And if they just say pot pie, it normally is made with chicken. But you can also make it with pork. You can make it with beef. You can actually make it with fish. And there are fish pot pies around that are absolutely delicious. It's not difficult to make, but the important thing is to get all your vegetables together, and what we call in the food industry we call it the mise en place. And so we get all of our vegetables cut and all of our chicken ready to go, get the topping for the pot pie, and then we start to assemble. That's the way to make it work. Always take a little bit of egg and maybe a little bit of milk or a little bit of water and mix it all together and brush it over the top before you put it in the oven. When it's golden, it's great. Bring it out. It'll be ready because everything was pretty much cooked in about 3 or 4 minutes, so it's not going to take a long time. So we've got to go to this break, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after these messages.
Switch to DirecTV today and get a free upgrade to the all-new Genie, our most advanced HD DVR ever. Genie serves your entire home with just one receiver, allows you to record any 5 shows at once, and gives you up to 3 times more HD recording capacity than cable. Order now and lock in your savings for 2 years. Other packages start at just $29.99 a month. So get all your TV wishes granted. Switch to DirecTV and get your free upgrade to Genie today.